got our Halloween episode. We keep going at this pace. We're going to be like The Simpsons with like 30 seasons worth of Halloween episodes.
We're doing this for 30 years? Wow.
Yeah, we're going to go for 30 years. To the grave.
Fuck you, Simpsons. We'll outlast you.
That's rude to say.
Yeah.
Sean's much more angry when he's sober for a month.
Getting a little hostile. Little K-Man DNA is coming up.
Welcome back.
Twitch. Oh,
yeah, right. No, you're fine. I was going to just say welcome back, everybody. We got UFC 244 coming up. Kickoff November the right way.
That was a really calm intro, by the way, that you had. Like, I was expecting like a little bit, been a month. Big card. A little bit more energy coming out the gate. I'm
saving it for when we start talking about the card because we got so much. Actually, we got a ton of like MMA news just to catch up on in general, which you and I. It's funny because like we purposely try not to talk about it too much because we try to save it for the podcast.
But it's hard.
But yeah, it is hard. There's like a ton of stuff
because we just want to talk about it.
I know, but you know what I wish we would have done was wore costumes today. That would have been pretty fun.
It would have been awesome. Average Joe's. Global Gym Cobras like we talked about.
What was it? Yeah. No, actually.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Judy loves Chachi.
My work, they're doing, everybody in my group is dressing up as the Avengers this year, and they voted me for Thor. And I'm like, I'm not going to be walking around like some 5'8" looking short mother effing Thor. Like, I'm too short to play Thor.
You'd make a great Black Widow.
Well, actually, you know what? I did decide I was going to do Fat Thor.
Oh, okay.
But you know what's crazy, man? If you go on Amazon, the costumes are like between $60 and $90. He wears pajamas.
Ryan, then wear your own pajamas.
It's freaking pajamas and a glove or gloves on each hand with the fingers cut off, so it's not even full gloves. And it's like
seems like
$90.
something you can make yourself.
It does, but like there's no reason for me to have it. We live in South Florida. It's still freaking hot. Like Colorado has snow today. And we're still sweating our huevos off in 91-degree weather on a Wednesday before literally the day before Halloween.
Global warming's a son of a bitch.
Oh man, the things we say. But yeah, man. So we're getting it. Sean and I are going a little cuckoo here. We've been doing sober October. We're
almost there.
We're almost there. Friday night, we're gonna go spar in our gym for a little bit.
Water.
I hate the thing I'm made 70% of. So you basically hate yourself, mostly. Yeah. Most of yourself. Not all of it, but most of it. 70% of it.
You're picking up what I'm putting down. Who thought like when you're sober, you look at yourself and you're like, I hate you. Why are you doing this?
You do. But anyways, back to sports, man. What it's such a great time of year, man. Who doesn't love this time of year?
Man.
Yeah, basketball. It's Game 7 of the World Series tonight.
We talked about this a little bit. At least when the UFC is lining cards up, like right at the toward the middle and beginning of the football season, they don't really stack up big cards because they know people are going to be spending their Saturday nights watching football.
Mm-hmm.
But when Madison Square Garden starts rolling around, and that's when they start loading some shit up. Then you get early December, like early mid, when college is out. So they're just practicing. Bowl games none of the big bowl games have started until about New Year's Eve. So then they load up that card, and then January. Sometime they've been kind of failing a little bit in January, but I think that's because they load up November, December. So
I was gonna say they load up at the end of the year card.
This January is a different story, Ryan, because segueing to you, I was gonna give it to you.
Is that when they're having Adesanya fight? Oh, wait, no, he doesn't fight.
Dude, Conor McGregor.
Oh, yeah, but that one's not man, I'm so over that. I'm glad that you did bring that up because I didn't want to talk about that. That's always fun, of course, bringing up Conor McGregor. That one's not signed. There's no ink on paper. I don't give a damn yet. Right now, they're saying supposedly that he's close to lining up to fight Cerrone, which I think would be a fantastic fight for him.
I think they'll will that into existence.
Yeah. I was actually kind of pissed that Dana White was talking shit about him fighting Frankie Edgar. I was like, oh, shit, is Conor going to go back down to 145? Like, that would be a good
Everybody
move.
wanted to see that fight when he was the champ.
Yeah, I still want to see that fight. I think that would be
Frankie's always been a guy Conor's respected.
Yeah. And I think that would be a good matchup.
Yeah.
Like, if he wants a reason to go fight Holloway at 145, Frankie Edgar is that perfect gateway where you're not knocking off a young contender. That 145 is filled with young contenders
You're
right
fighting
now.
a guy who's beat everybody there is to beat at 145 except the champ.
Exactly. And hello, at 145, you can line him up to fight guys that he's already fought, for good. I don't know.
I think Frankie Edgar's the only one he needs because that division isn't stacked with contenders because Holloway's kind of knocked him off. Aldo's knocked off a couple contenders. Edgar's knocked off some of the young guys.
Yeah. Volkanovski, though, beat Aldo.
There,
so he's
already,
there.
Yeah, he's there. But he's already getting a shot, so.
Yeah. Volkanovski is good. I like him a lot. So
it's going to be hard to watch that fight.
Yeah.
I'm still Max, though, man.
Yeah, Max is just so much fun either way, so it doesn't matter.
Who doesn't love Max?
Yeah. But we'll even see if that happens, man. There's been a ton of names. I think he was also
Gaethje. It's either Gaethje or Cerrone.
Yeah.
It's one of the two.
And supposedly Conor's saying that he doesn't know the UFC is the one that's been holding him back because he's tried to have a few fights signed this year, including Gaethje earlier over the summer.
I think back in May, he had agreed to fight Frankie Edgar somewhere. I don't remember where it was. I think maybe he might have been coming off a short notice, but he was ready. Like, he was getting on the plane to fly to the venue. Dana shut it down.
Yeah. I don't know. Dana White's his own worst enemy, dude. Who wouldn't want to see that? It's the same reason that if they're
trying to hold Conor back, you just don't understand why. Because he's picking good fights for himself.
Yeah.
Fights to get him back in the win column that are names that.
They're respectable fights.
Yeah.
They're not easy. They're not too easy, but at the same time, they're very winnable for him.
Like Cerrone, it'd be hard to see Cerrone win in that fight.
Yeah, as much as we both love Cerrone,
much as we'd love to see Cerrone win that fight. Cause
he chokes on the big fights. Slow start,
great fast starter.
Yeah, and he relies on precision striking and counter striking. But guess who's better at that? Conor.
Yeah, with speed, power, just all across the board.
And he's gonna be fresh.
Yeah,
Cerrone's getting a little worn down. He's had a shitload of battles. I mean, because he's the man. But either of those fights would have been fun.
If Gaethje and Conor McGregor fought, that would be madness.
Yeah, back in the day, a couple years ago, I would have said that would have been a perfect fight for Conor.
I think it's almost a perfect fight because Gaethje. Actually, I think it might be better now than it was a little while ago because Gaethje's a little bit more worn down now.
Yeah, that's true.
And Conor's been rested.
Yeah, that's true. But either way, I don't know. Dana White even had the huevos to say that Conor's not the man anymore.
He's right, but I also think it's a business tactic to get Conor motivated.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that too when he did say that. And I got another thing that Dana said. We should just make like a whole hour of stupid shit Dana says.
Tune in tomorrow for the UFC 244 podcast. We're officially changing this to shit Dana says.
Shit talking Dana White for a while. Yeah, you might be right. It might be just a business move on that part, but you can't say look, man, I'm not the biggest Conor McGregor fan. I love his fight style and stuff, but obviously his out of the cage antics are too much. He gets in way too much trouble. But you can't say that he's not the man. People will buy pay-per-views when he's on it.
But in Dana's defense, he lost to the man.
He lost to Khabib, but I would still almost argue that Conor is a bigger draw than Khabib.
He's bigger. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. He's saying he's not the man. Of
No. He is saying it in that context because what he's saying is he's not in control of the selling the pay-per-views anymore. That was the context in which he said that.
Was it?
Yes. So when he said, I get what you're saying. Like, he's not the man fight-wise, obviously, because he lost to Khabib.
Well, if that's true, then that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but he's trying to say that. No, he was talking about negotiation tactics and being able to be that star power pay-per-view headliner.
The way the media made it sound like is that he was kind of digging at him about Khabib, that he lost.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he went out, he dug at Conor about the whole Masvidal thing, too. He said Masvidal's too big for him. He'll knock him out.
Yeah, I know.
And Chael Sonnen, dude, you should watch Chael Sonnen's podcast. It's actually pretty good. He gives you some pretty good insight, and he's actually right about a lot of things that end up happening. But he's like, this is just business. Mm-hmm. He's like, Conor's ego. How is Conor going to react to that? He's going to say, he's too fucking big for me? Okay, Dana White.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what he did. Almost the next day, pretty much, Conor McGregor was coming out, fuck you, too big for me. I'll fucking show you too big.
Well, that's the other thing that people are saying. It's just rumors, but the other reason why they say, hello, he hasn't got a fight signed yet is because we might be waiting to see who wins the BMF belt this weekend.
Conor addressed that in his interview. He said he wanted his comeback fight in January. Then he wants to challenge the winner.
Mm-hmm.
And he said straight up he believes Diaz is going to win, and that's why he wants the winner, because he thinks it's going to be the trilogy.
Yeah, I mean either fight I think both of them would be good for him. Either the trilogy fight or one with Masvidal. Masvidal's got like his own,
He's got the Diaz cult following.
Yeah, he's exactly. So
he might even, if he has a big performance Saturday night, he might even be bigger.
Yeah, you're probably right. If he knocks him out clean or just like cleans him up for 5 rounds or something like that.
He's great on the mic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, Super Necessary was trending on ESPN.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh damn. Yeah. That's awesome to see. Like when the fighters to see how much MMA has grown, the UFC has grown.
It's awesome just to see guys that have been in the game a long time. They're kind of figuring their shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Masvidal, since he's been on this run, he said he figured out some personal things in his life,
mm-hmm.
and he's focused more on fighting.
Yeah, it shows.
Attention.
It shows
because he's lost more split decision in the UFC, I think, than anybody.
Wow, that's insane.
And he said, "Fuck this! I'm gonna start baptizing motherfuckers." His words, not mine.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to him obviously later in the podcast because that's just an awesome. The whole fight card's amazing. But just touching back on that, yeah, Conor McGregor. But the other stupid thing that Dana White said was that the UFC got the better of the trade deal between Ben Askren and Demetrius Johnson.
He was talking from a business standpoint.
Yeah, okay, but go ahead. I'll let you finish because I have an argument to that too because I did see that argument.
Because I don't think he's necessarily wrong because Ben's generated a lot of attention and we love TJ. We want to see him in the UFC, but he just wasn't selling.
So here's
at the end of the day.
Here's my thing though is Ben has lost his pay-per-view buying power in just 3 fights.
Well, he's done.
He's done. Like
he's already said that he's probably going to retire.
Well, it's not even that, but even if he were to headline a card, who wants to watch that as a headliner? Who's willing to pay $60? Like if you have a crap card, but you throw him in the headliner. I mean, other than if he's fighting someone good, would you pay extra money to see him fight a middle of the road welterweight?
I don't want to pay to see a fight after Masvidal.
But that's what I'm saying.
Slept him.
So in 3 fights. So his argument is, oh well, in those 3 fights we generate a lot of revenue. Well, you're done. You've seen the end. DJ's still fighting. He's 3-0. He's already had 3 more fights over in one championship, and he's going to keep going. He's going to keep rolling. So he's going to see it long term.
He wants to get rid of that 125 division anyway.
Yeah. I know. Supposedly,
Cejudo doesn't want to defend his title.
Yeah, he does.
Benavidez. He wants to do 135.
Yeah, which is bull crap. But they're setting that up with the Aldo and Mariah's fight. So we'll see.
Well, Faber could be in the mix if he beats Jan Gomes. Jan Gomes is a fucking catcher in the World
Peter.
Series. Jan Peter. Yeah,
Piotr. That's how they pronounce it.
Piotr Jan. There we go.
Piotr. Oh God, yeah, you're right.
Fucking watching too much baseball. Fucking Jan Gomes is a catcher for the Nationals.
Well, Petre, all right, it's spelled P-E-T-Y-R. It's something like that.
It's P-E-T-Y-R, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's
spelled Peter.
I'm gonna keep calling him fucking Peter. I love the dude. But I'm not calling him Petri. We don't even know. He's a Petri dish. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck. You want to snack from him. But anyways, that
Russian motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a better one. No, man, my argument to that, when Dana said that, I was like, yeah, you're looking in the short term, man. You're like, oh, 3 fights, he generated some revenue for us. He's done. He's over. You're not making any more money off of him going forward. You'd be making more money off of DJ going forward because he had a good fight fan following. People that were fight fans loved him and would be willing to pay for his pay-per-views.
I think the problem is with DJ, they should have just kept having him headline big free cards.
Who, DJ?
Yeah, because
definitely.
He did pretty good numbers on the free cards.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other thing, though, DJ also did fight he wanted to get paid.
Yeah.
But you know what they should have done was he should be co-main event on a big pay-per-view. He should have been. So
I agree with that.
But either way, I think that's most of the big news. Anything else crazy going on?
I don't think there's really been any big fight announcements as of late.
Has
there?
Costa will not be fighting Adesanya next because he has to have surgery.
Yeah, I heard that Yoel might be next in line.
Yeah. And then Costa had the balls to say that he took Yoel's soul from him in their last fight. It's like, you want a close decision, which I argued Yoel won, and you need him in the balls.
I told you,
yes.
when that motherfucker gets in trouble, there's a fucking nut shot or eye poke coming.
You said that in the podcast. I remember that in the pregame podcast. He said that, and guess what? He did it. What? And I can't believe he didn't get a point to do. I can see
Twice
why
he did it.
Yeah, twice he did it.
Pretty obvious.
They're pretty obvious because they're coming straight up. Like the way that they were held, he wasn't trying to do a swing knee or anything.
What did I do? What did I do?
Oh. Yeah, that was such crap, man. That was such crap. So
fucking T-Rex arms.
But it doesn't matter because if Yoel gets the shot anyways, which, I mean, I'm not too hot. Like, as much as I love Yoel, I'm not too big on guys getting title shots after they lose a fight. Like, that's kind of... But middleweight's just one of those weird divisions, the way it's sitting right now.
They could go with the winner Saturday night. It'd be tough to give it to Till, but you could sell a rematch with Gastelum.
Oh, definitely.
Especially if he has a good showing.
I think that's definitely down, or I definitely think that's in the next 1 or 2 fights, but not right away.
I think they're definitely going to wait to see what happens.
Yeah.
The UFC doesn't like to rush when they have something like this going on.
Yeah, I would.
They might even just tell Israel,
it soak a little bit.
Take your time. Take time off.
Yeah.
If you want.
I would let it soak a little bit because the more if you wait enough time, I think that it makes it exciting. Yeah, exactly.
You could even have, if Gastelum wins and you still don't want to necessarily give him the title shot right away, have him and Yoel figure it out.
Yeah,
because I'd fucking pay some heavy dollars to see that fight.
Yoel and Gastelum.
Yeah.
Oh god, that would be a fan. I thought about that. I can't believe that they haven't been matched up.
Somebody's going to sleep.
Yeah, I can't believe those two have not been matched up yet. That would be so much fun to watch. But what do I know? I know nothing. Jon Snow. Let's get to the main card. I said back, and we haven't even got there.
Let's talk. We got like 3 prelim fights.
Yes.
The top 3 prelim fights are great matchups.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first one on the prelims that I like, Brad Tavares, veteran guy. Usually he's the guy that they put young guys up to test them where they're at. To put it in context, his last fight was Israel Adesanya, so that tells you what kind of guy Brad Tavares is. He's the stepping stone for the young guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's fighting Edmund Shabazian. He's 10-0, 8 knockouts, 1 sub. In his last 2 fights, he's fought for a total of 1 minute, 50 seconds, 1 knockout, 1 sub.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, this was a guy that they're obviously...
very high on.
Yeah, very high on.
We always say you can tell by who they match you up with how quick, how they feel about you. Getting Brad Tavares, and I think this is like his 3rd or 4th UFC fight.
Yeah.
This is the same path that Adesanya is on.
Yep.
Was on. So.
Yep. 100%. That'll be a fun fight. What else you got?
Shane Burgos versus Markwan Amirkhani. Shane Burgos is 13-1, 9 finishes, coming off a win over Cub Swanson. His one loss is to Calvin Kattar, which is a fucking dude. That was a baller fight too. He got knocked out, but it was a sick fight.
Mm-hmm.
Markwan's 15-3. He's got 11 finishes. He's got 1 knockout, and it came in 8 seconds.
Damn.
But yeah, he's got 11, or of his 11 finishes, 10 are subs. So, and then Johnny Walker's making his return against Corey Anderson. We all know Johnny Walker, 3-0 in the UFC. He's had a total fight time of 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
The guy's an animal.
Yeah, so
and
3 knockouts.
And only Johnny Walker can hurt Johnny Walker.
This is true. He's been sidelined since the beginning of the year because he hurt himself in a celebration and needed surgeries. But he's back.
What move was he doing to hurt himself,
no
Sean?
Word.
Yep.
Like, dude, you couldn't have done something cool.
Hey, man, that was funny as shit. He's a big dude, though. I mean, he's what, 6'3", 6'4"? He's huge. So
he belly flopped. He didn't do
that.
He
definitely did belly flop. But he did a nice worm after that, though. He had nice rhythm going. It was good. Yeah. I thought so.
The worm's corny.
Yeah, no, it is. But, it's impressive when you're bigger.
Main card.
Segue.
That's not going anywhere.
Yeah, really. All right, man. Let's kick off UFC. I'm telling you, this
is a sick card. It's underappreciated because the main event's the only one that's getting attention. But all 5 fights are bangers.
It's a sick card, man. I love it. And the way that it's laid out, too. So the first fight is going to be Kevin Lee versus Gregor Gillespie. And
it's a high-paced grappling match.
And the funny thing is, it's like you start off with one good, what should be grappling match, and then the rest of it's pretty much going to be striking matchups. But
we don't usually get up too much for like grappler versus grappler, but
not wrestlers. When you see old school wrestlers, you're like, man, I don't want to freaking watch these
guys are actually they're more new age wrestlers. They're the
freestyle wrestlers.
Freestyle smash and grab.
Yeah.
Or grab and smash, I see.
What I love about Gregor Gillespie is his wrestling style. He does everything.
He doesn't get tired, son.
He doesn't get tired.
Call him Kevin Gates because he don't get tired.
He's got 2 phones. But anyways, no, I love what he does, man. He gets in. When he shoots deep. He gets that head on the stomach and he turns right around. He's
a dog.
He gets that leverage. He'll push you up and he doesn't stop. He's relentless. He does what good wrestlers
He's a good
do,
grinder.
and he presses. Yeah. He has great form. If you're a big fan of like freestyle wrestling, or you're in high school and you're just watch what he does. He shoots for that single leg. He presses you until he can get that double. I love seeing him. He moves you to the ground and he stays really active.
Sometimes he uses that double leg to get to that single leg or to another transition. He's always looking for something else.
Yeah, I think. So Gregor Gillespie, I remember his last fight against Medeiros. People were booing him a little bit there towards the end. It was a little bit of a slow fight. He said it too at the end. He was like, "Man,
sometimes you have that."
Yeah,
fight.
sometimes it
Yancey
happens.
is a tough dude, man.
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Yancey Medeiros is a tough dude. He couldn't put him out. He was like, I was trying to go for the finish. I was trying to get some, but I couldn't. But otherwise, I mean, man, he's usually a fun fighter. He's 13-0, so he's definitely somebody that is going to shoot up into the title picture with a win over Kevin Lee.
Yeah, I mean, he's just knocking on the door in the ever deep lightweight division.
Yeah, just tally another one up there. Really. So, and then on the flip side, man, you got Kevin Lee. Obviously,
kind of a weird spot.
Yeah, he's in a weird spot. He went up to 170, said he was going to stay there. Lost, and then came right back down to 155.
He's just been in a weird spot because ever since his coach passed away, he just hasn't been the same.
No. Yeah.
He looks like he's regressed quite a bit.
Yeah.
His striking has gone to shit, it looks like.
Well, I think
he looked like he was making strides with his boxing, and ever since his coach passed away, he looks...
Because you know what the problem with it is when you're a guy like him that has such strong wrestling, your striking is good because you're wrestling. But the problem is lately he's just been relying on his stand-up because he feels smooth and fast and he keeps switching from
he has
orthodox.
Been fighting some decent wrestlers too.
Yeah, he has been. But, I mean, still, man, like he's also fought some good strikers, too, when you think about
Barboza.
Barboza.
Dos
Anjos. And then what was his last fight at 155? He oh my God, I can't believe I forgot his name. He fights out of Long Island.
Oh, Ally Aquino. Well, Dos Anjos is his
Ally
last
Aquino.
fight, but
No. His last fight at 155, I said, was Ally Aquino. He's got that crazy striking style. But going back to the main point is Kevin Lee, I think, has just been relying too much on his striking. And if you're a great wrestler, your striking works in tandem with your wrestling.
Yeah, that's true.
So
his cardio doesn't hold up too for a grappler.
No, and that's the other thing, too, is he moved up to 170 because he said that the weight cut down to 155 was too rough. That's why he said, I'm staying at 170 permanently, lost to Dos Anjos.
Sometimes when they offer you a big fight.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. For me, I'm picking Gregor Gillespie in this one. I like him. He doesn't have the best stand-up necessarily, but he throws crisp, straight shots, and he uses his wrestling. Yeah, he knows what he's strong
he's relentless.
At. 100%. So
that's why I was going to pick him just based off of cardio and pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. I love him, so I'm looking forward to that one.
It's the new wave, man. Weaponized pace.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the new wave.
So going for odds have it at Gillespie as the favorite at the -185, Lee's the +160. So Vegas even has this one close, but
that's respectable. He's a former title challenger.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He had success against Tony.
Absolutely. So these guys are ranked 10 and 11 respectively. Gillespie's at 11. So this is going to shoot him up if he can get a win, especially if he can get a big win.
Get him a big fight.
Yeah. So
you could put him, in a main event against a good lightweight.
Yeah, and we always talk about this too, man. Wrestling, when you have two good wrestlers going up against each other,
negate each other.
Yeah,
sometimes it turns into a brawl.
It could turn into an ugly brawl, which is always fun for the fans just to watch them bang out and see who's got the better stand up. But I really do hope this is a high level grappling match.
I'd like to see it. I like to see a lot of scrambles. And
absolutely, especially because the next 4 fights on the card are all going to be stand up fights. So. But anyways, yeah, that one will be fun. I'm excited for it. That'll be a heck of a way to kick off 244 in Madison Square Garden. So on to the next one, man. So talking about bangers, we got Derek Lewis.
Heavyweight, son. The fat boys.
versus Ivanov.
The always entertaining Derek Lewis.
Yeah, the always entertaining.
Whether it's on the mic or the mats.
This one's gonna be interesting. Because
Blagoy is very well rounded.
he is very well rounded. So is he gonna use his takedowns? Is gonna be the thing.
And you can take Derek Lewis down, you can tire him out.
Yep. And
But Derek Lewis proved against what's his name? Fucking the big Russian dude. I always forget it. It's not Volkanovski. It's Volkov. Alexander Volkov.
Yep.
It only takes one punch, man. And he's got it till the last second.
Yeah, he does. He wings him. He throws him. Ivanov has a tendency to stand up if he does. I think that's dumb.
He's not fast.
No, he's not.
Overly technical. Doesn't use a lot of movement.
And he makes fights sloppy. He doesn't protect his face. So
he's a classic heavyweight, man. This is a classic heavyweight fight.
Yeah,
sloppy. You're not going to see technique, speed. You're just going to see brawling and scrambling.
Oh, damn right. So hopefully we'll see
a lot of flab rolling around.
That's for sure. Man, sometimes I forget how much experience Derek Lewis has. He's 21-7.
A lot of fights in the UFC.
Yeah, with one no contest. Because sometimes, I don't know why, he just seemed like a fresher fighter sometimes. But
well, I mean, I don't think he's been fighting that long, but he was knocking guys out so fast that he was just continually fighting. He was fighting a lot. I think he had a couple years in a row where he fought like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's Cerrone numbers.
Yeah, he was just smoking dudes.
Yeah. And then Ivanov's got a really good record too. He's 18-2. He's only had 2 fights.
He's had some pretty big names though.
Yeah, he's had 2 or 3 fights.
JDS
and he had Tuivasa, who he beat, but that's looking less and less impressive as Tuivasa's career progresses.
Who knows where he's going?
Yeah, who knows? But if you want to talk about that average fight time, Derek Lewis's average fight time according to Fight Metrics is 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Ivanov's 18 minutes and 20 seconds. So literally
that's weird.
Half. He's probably had. I think he was a champ in like a smaller division. But no, that's not true because Fight Metrics only accounts for the UFC fights, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, he had the main event with JDS in a 3-round decision, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but still, that does seem long. Because
25 minutes and 15 minutes. So
yeah, that's true.
That would be right about the middle.
Good point. Derek Lewis has the size advantage in this one. He's 6'3".
Yeah, Blagoy's he's a little bit shorter.
Yeah, he's just a heavy dude.
He's a chode.
Yeah, he's a chode. I don't know if there's really anything else interesting. I mean, they're a year apart.
It's a good thing we're never going to meet people like these guys that I talk shit about.
Well, that
could fuck me up.
Hey, what are people here to listen to us for, man? Let's face it, this is what we're here for. This is exactly why we're here. Is because we're not the fighters. We're not like Sonnen or those guys where they have favorites and they've worked with these guys and they have to be politically correct when they're on the air. We're here to say how we feel. Like, that's how it is, man.
Keep it 100.
Keep it 100.
Not 100. 100.
100. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. But that's what we're here for, man. That's why we're casuals in MMA, dude. But anyways, I'm just looking through some of these numbers, man. At the end of the day, I think Derek Lewis is going to win. I think he's going to catch him. Ivanov.
I do too. That's what I was picking at. I think it's a little bit of an upset.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. Plus, the other thing too is, I mean, at this point in his career, Lewis has fought much better wrestlers and grapplers than Ivanov, and he's much bigger too. So it's not like Ivanov is Cormier.
Yeah.
He's not athletic like him. He might be short like him, but he ain't athletic like him. So I think Lewis is going to be able to keep this standing. If it stays standing, Ivanov's going down.
He's going to be swinging for the fences, that's for sure. And when he connects, he knocks motherfuckers dead.
I say that, and Vegas says I'm wrong. Ivanov's the minus 125 to Lewis's plus 150.
That's not much.
Yeah, screw Vegas. I'm going with my boy Derek Lewis.
Hey man, throw $10.
I'm going with. I can't believe his nickname is not Hot Balls. Derek Hot Balls Lewis.
He's made the Black Beast pretty famous.
Yeah, that's true. That is a pretty good name too, Black Beast. Hot Balls, Black Beast. Can you mix those two somehow?
The Black Beast got hot balls.
just screw Derek Lewis. We'll just call him the Black
Beast.
Beast.
First name
guy.
Black Beast. Middle name Hot. Last name Balls.
I love it. That's perfect. I think that's perfect for him.
Hyphenate it.
Hyphenate it. Which ones does his kids get? I don't even want to know.
Balls.
I don't even want to know. Anyways, yeah. So any other thoughts on that one? I think that one's
I think that's pretty straight up.
Yeah, that one's straight up, man. That's a fight for the fans. Let's face it.
They're
that's
looking
what
for
it
a
is.
good old slobber knocker.
Yeah,
that's good old fisticuffs.
Yeah, that's what.
They're not looking for
no
kicks or nothing.
No. They're not looking for kicks. They're not looking for precision. You're not looking for technique in that battle. You're looking for knockouts.
Throw fucking hooks and uppercuts from their grandma's house. That's a long way for Blagoy, too. He's Russian.
Yeah,
Something.
I was trying to get the pun that you were using there.
I mean, he's just throwing it from far back, just loading it up. I heard Joe Rogan say it, so I was going for it.
That's the second time that you've mentioned another podcast on our podcast.
All right, Ryan.
I'm all about supporting it, but damn, that hurts.
I didn't say I heard it on his podcast. It was in a fight, so.
That's even worse.
How's that even worse?
I like Joe, but damn, like you're gonna use that you're hitting him from his grandma's house, like
swinging from his grandma's house.
Swinging from his grandma's house. That's so stupid. I don't even like that. I'm just saying. All right.
Who gives a shit what you think?
Apparently.
Move on.
Shoot, man, you're much friendlier when you have beer during this. Okay, let's move on to more fun fights on this card. Sean, do you want to go ahead and call this one?
Yeah, this potential fight of the night right here, Stephen Thompson versus Vicente Luque. It's an interesting fight. You got the slitherly little snake, Stephen Thompson. He is, though. That's his style.
The slitherly Oh my God!
Is that redemption?
No, God, yeah, that was a little bit better. Slipping from his grandma's house.
It's gonna flip it.
Oh, that's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, yeah.
Taking on Vicente Luque, who's fucking knocking everybody out these days.
Oh, Vicente, dude, do you remember the Barberena fight?
That was madness.
That was an insane fight, man. Holy crap! I'd watch that one back again every day.
Actually, I think it might be a free fight.
It is. That's why I was like, I'm gonna watch that one.
You should.
But Vicente Luque is on a hot streak. The guy is insane.
Well, I think his only UFC loss is to Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
Decision. So.
And Leon Edwards was supposedly going to be a fill-in for.
Actually, I heard that he is getting set up to fight Woodley.
Yeah, they did say that. That's a whole convoluted thing, but we won't talk about that because right now we're talking about Stephen Thompson, Vincent Luque. So what's your initial thought on this one, man?
Initial thought, very favorable for Stephen. This is kind of his type of fight, smaller guy, smaller striker. Luque is super technical, but he's not very fast.
Mm-hmm.
He's not like lightning quick. It's a good one for Thompson to kind of weave in and out.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw with Pettis, man, Thompson gets caught. Even by the smaller guys, he's going down. Yeah. And Luque can crack.
Luque's biggest weapon is his left hand or the left hook. Man, he has dropped.
He wings it.
He's probably dropped 3 or 4 guys. He's very technical though, like you said. Yeah. He'll stand in the pocket.
Very Muay Thai-ish.
Yeah. But he has really good defense. Like if you watch the fights a little bit slower, and you slow it down a little bit, he blocks a lot of that. He's using very good, crisp boxing defense, and he counters really well.
Yeah.
So he does what you call answering the phone when you block up here, and then he'll answer back with that left hook because your body's already essentially cocked back that way when you go for that block. Yeah, when you catch counter, boom. Oh my God, he's knocked I think like at least 3 or 4 guys out with that left hook. It's insane, man.
Super fun to watch.
Yeah, super fun. So
it'll be interesting to see if he takes the Pettis approach. He kind of just puts his hands up and keeps walking forward. Taking a few shots because Thompson isn't overwhelming with his power. No. And maybe chops down the front leg to see if he can slow him down a little bit. Maybe catch him up toward the fence. The
interesting thing when you're watching a technical fighter against the slippery snake like Stephen Thompson,
you gotta start calling him that.
Is can he get inside of his range, right? Because that's so we talk about.
I don't know if anybody's ever been as good at using their range as Wonder Boy.
No, but
that division,
we talk about weaponizing pace. Karate weaponizes space. Yeah. It weaponizes that, being able to close it and get back out.
And that's kind of the favorable thing for
Machida
Luque,
did that for a long time
Luque
too.
Can just walk forward because it's usually a one and done type. It's usually not overwhelming combos that you get hit by. It might be 1, 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's peppered shots.
Yeah, they don't want to hang around.
Yeah, it's peppered shots. So, man, I think that's going to be the thing to watch in this one is can Vincent Luque close the distance? Can he stay inside? Can he do those nice counters? Because the thing is, the problem with Stephen Thompson, he keeps his hands down, so he does tend to get dropped. He got dropped.
Have a good chin either.
No, he got dropped in both the Woodley fights.
Till hit him with one clean shot and he went down.
Yep. Same thing with the Pettis fight. And that's the thing with karate guys, man. They keep their hands down. So
Pettis hit him with a flying hook. I mean, you wouldn't think there's that much power on that.
No.
And
yeah.
He slept him.
Yeah. So this one's gonna be a fun one to watch, man. I think it is. I don't think it'll be over like super quick. If anything, like this is definitely gonna go into at least halfway through the second round if this fight's gonna get finished.
Even the guys who have hurt Wonder Boy, it took them most of the fight.
Yeah.
Or it took him a while.
Yeah, even Pettis was getting
That was at
peppered.
the
and
end of the second round. He just kind of went for a Superman hook.
Yeah, it was looking like Stephen Thompson was going to, cruise through and win that one. And then Pettis flew through that range and closed it and crushed him. So this one's going to be a ton of fun. So let's talk a little bit of the stats. Stephen Thompson, 14-4-1. Vincent Luque, 17-6-1. Average fight time for Thompson, 13 minutes and 44 seconds, but you also got to consider he's had a couple title fights in there where he's gone the distance. Yeah, and a couple main events. Vincent Luque, 7 minutes and 52 seconds. That's pretty damn good.
He's had quite a bit of fights, too.
Thompson's only has 1 inch on him in height, and they actually have the same reach.
Wow. I didn't think about that. I thought Luque would be smaller.
I thought he's 5'11", so he's only 1 inch shorter. But they have the same reach. Maybe it's because he fought guys like Barberena and stuff that we've seen, and Leon Edwards. Those guys are tall. Those guys are big for 170. So that might be it too. Just trying to think.
Yeah, he also fought like Jalen Turner, who's like 6'3" or something at lightweight.
Yeah, he knocked the heck out of Jalen Turner too. That was a guy that I liked too, but he had a history of getting knocked out. Very tall dude. He's like 6'5" or something.
Yeah, he's just too skinny.
Yeah, because you miss 6'5". That's insane. Here's a good one. Strikes landed per minute. Stephen Thompson, 3.52, which is a very good pace. Luque, 5.19. We tend to see these guys that are very exciting fighters tend to be in that 5, 6, 7 range.
Yeah. They're very aggressive ones that usually are like the headhunter type.
Yeah, for sure. Striking accuracy, I'm big on striking accuracy.
Wonder Boy's got to be through the roof.
Actually, man, this is shocking. I thought he would be in the 50 to 60 range because what do I usually say?
The best strikers
tend to be at least in that 50, 55 range. He's at 42%.
Well,
so I'm very surprised about that. But then again, too, it does count for significant strikes. So we talk a lot about those 1-2, 1-2 pepper shots that he does. They might not count those as significant strikes. I don't know what their criteria is to build. Yeah. So, but Luque on the other hand, 55%, right in that sweet spot that I like to say good strikers do. But again, that's a testament to his counterpunching.
Because usually when you're dealing that much, you're taking some too.
So here's the good thing too. Vincent Luque, 53% defense.
How much is he absorbing per minute?
Absorbing per minute, actually pretty damn high, 4.72.
Yeah.
So, whereas Thompson is at 2.5.
And it matters how you take it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's different if you're taking it on the chin, getting countered hard. But, I mean, if you're catching them and you're kind of rolling with them, it doesn't really do much.
I mean, because to your point, Thompson is down to 2.54 per minute. But they count.
Yeah. When he gets hit,
let's put it that way.
It hurts.
Yeah, and his defense is at 60%, man. That's surprising for him.
It's like, to go back to Adesanya, it's like when you watch him get hit, he doesn't usually get hit clean. Like, he rolls with it very well.
Yeah. He's another one. I wish I could just tell him, keep your damn hands up. Like, roll, but keep your hands up, but whatever.
I mean, it just goes to their style, though.
Yeah. The grappling, there's not really too much to tell here. This is going to be, don't even worry about it. It's going to be a stand-up.
Luque might push him up against the fence to see if he can tire him, but Wonder Boy's actually a good wrestler.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when you figure you're a guy like him, you got to be a good wrestler. They tend to at least have good defense, good wrestling defense. Yeah. So this one should be fun, man. Just leave it there.
Definitely potential fight of the night because, Wonder Boy, even when he does get hurt, it's usually not early.
No, absolutely not. Just to go back and talk about some of Luque's previous fights. He fought Perry. He fought Barberena, Turner, Laprice.
The Perry and Barberena fights were madness, too.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a perfect matchup for him. That was definitely a fight fan one right there. But, yeah, so this one's going to be fun. It's going to be fire. It's going to be great. I can't wait to watch this one. Sean, who do you have in this one?
Honestly, I was leaning toward Wonder Boy at first. The more I thought about it, and now that you told me that he's an inch shorter with the same reach, I'm thinking Luque.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Luque too. I think it's a big moment for him. I think he's gonna come through. They love having contenders, so I think he's gonna come through. But Vegas once again disagrees with us. Thompson is the minus 125 to Luque's plus 105.
But that tells you.
That's close. That's marginal. That could literally flip overnight. We see that a lot. These odds change throughout the week.
Yeah, because usually people wait till they see the weigh-ins to see how a guy's bodies look, and then they start betting the money.
Yeah.
Lines change after weigh-ins every time.
Yeah, but really close, really close, very marginal. I think that it just goes to show you how fun a fight that one's going to be.
Yeah,
so
I think like one of the most famous line changes is when Aldo McGregor fought, because McGregor was a huge favorite. Well, I should say huge favorite, but he was the betting favorite. And then after weigh-ins, because McGregor looked like a fucking skeleton, and Aldo looked pretty good. And then it looked like Aldo was kind of getting in McGregor's head a little bit when he did the karate stance.
Yeah.
And then I remember Rogan saying that the betting line changed to Aldo. A lot of late money on Aldo after that happened. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything because 13-second knockout.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. That's my boy.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Because this is my pick for fight of the night. This is going to be fucking wild.
Sean, go ahead and announce the co-main event,
Kelvin
please.
Gastelum coming back after his fight of the year with Israel Adesanya, taking on Darren Till, moving up from 170.
This one's great. This one's such a great matchup. I almost feel bad for Gastelum. He's got to be like, damn, man, I don't want to fight another big striker.
No, he wants this.
He asked for this fight?
Well, he didn't ask for it, but I remember hearing him say that when they offered him Darren Till. He's like, why wouldn't I want this fight? He's like, this is a great fucking fight. He's like, I don't have to worry about grappling nothing. I can go out there and fucking throw some hands.
That's pretty crazy.
Gastelum's a baller.
Yeah, he is.
Sometimes he says some dumb shit.
He's like Cejudo. He says cringe word. Actually, yeah, he's a bit. That's all he is. He's a little bit bigger Cejudo.
They're friends too, so that makes sense.
Yeah, right. No, this one's gonna be great. This one's gonna be fun. The big storyline here is how is Darren Till going? I can't drink coffee, dude. How is he going?
Jittery over there.
How is he going to be able to transfer his weight and his power from 170 to 185?
Generally, other than the exception of Max Holloway, guys have had a lot of success moving up. Vitality, power, just overall performance.
Especially to your point, too. Like, this is a guy that's been bragging that he's a light heavyweight fighting at 170 for years. So, I mean, I don't know if that's much to brag about. I mean, you said it too. Like, why are you bragging about beating smaller dudes when you should be
definitely smaller dudes? Like, he made Cowboy look tiny.
Yeah, absolutely. But he's big for 185
too. He's a thick dude.
Yeah, he's very strong. So it's going to be nice to see how his ability to carry his weight transfers to 185.
I think the one bad thing for Darren Till that's going to fighting Gastelum is he's fighting a guy who's already made that jump, so he knows what's going through Darren. So he's not underestimating that Darren Till's moving up and he's not used to fighting bigger guys, because you know that you can kind of fall into that trap, right? Like, let's say, I don't know let's say you're Jacare, right? And you're gonna fight Darren Till. You're like, oh, he's not gonna be used to fighting somebody my size. You know, I can fucking bully him. I can do whatever I want. Gastelum, he's not gonna have that advantage with Gastelum because he knows, like, I made that jump. I know how good I feel.
Yeah,
moving
to cut
up that weight. And I know how much power I have now and how much more speed and how much better my cardio is.
Yeah.
And how much better I can take a shot.
Yeah.
So Gastelum ain't going to be fucking around with that.
No. Gastelum, yeah, he's a former 170 guy that just loved tacos so much that he had to move up to 185.
He's like, I'm Mexican, dude. I like eating rice and beans too much. Fuck that weight cut.
Oh, that's why he said rice and beans. I know he said some funny shit like that. He was just like, I like eating too much, man. I ain't doing it. You got to love that. But, yeah, so two former 170 guys coming up to 185. I think you're right, though. Whoever wins this one is going to be not necessarily next in line, but like next, because obviously they still have to.
If it's Gastelum, it very well could be.
It could be. That's true. I think the Romero fight's going to get lined up.
They could easily resell that fight.
Yeah. No, absolutely. They could.
Especially if he goes out there and baptizes Darren Till.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Sends him to the shadow realm.
Yeah. So what do you think's going to go on here, man?
Well, I do want to say one thing that's bothered me about Darren Till is because you know how they talk about how great of a striker he is and you know how he's been doing it for so long. He doesn't seem very creative to me.
No. Yeah, he's
very basic. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you know, usually when you get these long-time strikers and they're hyped up this way, and he had a really good kickboxing career, I believe, before he started MMA. Usually you see some like creative things. He doesn't even really throw a lot of kicks as much as you think he would.
Yeah.
And
now
he keeps his chin straight up when he throws. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he literally throws like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, how do you been a professional fighter for so long and I know not to fight. I mean, I still do it sometimes.
You can get away with it when you're wearing 10, 12, 14-ounce gloves.
You're huge.
Yeah, and you're bigger than everybody else. You can get away with it. So it's a lot different.
But he keeps his chin up. He's pretty basic in his combinations, which it's like I said, it's not necessarily an insult, but you think that you get some creativity.
Yeah. Honestly, man, sometimes it's just doing the mechanics better than the guy across from you, and I think that's kind of what he banks his striking on.
He's got the same technique. Like when he fought Masvidal had a hard time figuring out that range early, but once he figured it out, dude, he was the one that was creative. He was create chaotic entries thrown from different angles, and he was outboxing the shit out of them.
Yeah. Well, and that could also be because maybe that weight cut was just catching up to him too.
Yeah.
Your feet stop moving, man. When you cut that weight, your legs are just glued your feet are glued to the ground.
The terrible weight cut where he went blind and they had to drag him out of the sauna.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe he's going to be bouncier. Maybe he'll be able to take sharper angles and stuff like that. So maybe that's part of what we'll see, but I don't think so. I think that his style is more just like his technique. Just hitting.
Like
mechanics.
I said, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, of course not. No, but I get your point though. Like, why is he not?
Sometimes, because his angles are very straightforward. He's not very creative with his angles, his entries. He's usually very he wants to hit you with the left hand. It's a good left hand, but it's not. He's not like Conor McGregor because Conor's very creative with his counters. Mm-hmm. You saw it with Eddie, right?
Yeah.
Eddie threw that what is it, hook, or was it a jab that he threw, and Conor snuck two left hands right on top of it?
Yeah, I think it was like a long left hook or jab or something.
Bam, bam,
bam, bam. Yeah,
you just don't really see that kind of counters with Darren Till.
And just kind of like a little definition for a description more so of what Sean's talking about with cut and angles and everything, because I know that we have a lot of people that are just casual fans and they don't train. Like the way you would think about angles, I always call it center line fighting. So you think about literally a center or a line.
Throw a punch, right? You're trying to throw straight forward pretty much. Mm-hmm. But then when you start seeing elite strikers, they kind of start getting a little bit of angles to get over the guard, through the guard. And
even your body too. So I talk about that center line comes straight down and cuts through your body straight here. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be lined up with somebody because that's where they can line up their power. If you're standing straight in front of them, it's the same thing for you too. So what you want to do is when you cut those angles, you're literally moving your body off of their center line to line them up. Maybe so that way they're straight on to your power side. Oftentimes that's usually the goal. You hit them with the left hand to move them to your right, so that way they're lined up perfectly with your power side. Mm-hmm. And that's what Sean's kind of referring to, is just moving those people, making those different
to maximize
entries.
your power. And
exactly, that's a good way to put it. So
I'm trying to think what's the decrease their power at the same time.
Because they have to turn. Anytime that you take an angle and you come in at an awkward angle, they have to turn to you, and a split second can be the difference between blocking and not blocking a shot.
See obvious examples of that, watch Vasily Lomachenko highlights.
Oh my God, that guy's insane. Yeah, he's awesome.
He has to fight bigger dudes.
Pure boxing.
Challenge.
Yeah, seriously. But anyways, back to this fight. So I think that's a great point, though. Is he going to be able to do that? Because
Gaslam's defense is fucking pretty good.
Yeah, and we see that he can tag somebody that's a lot taller than him.
Yeah.
I didn't think that he'd be able to put the hurting on Adesanya like he did, but
he's fast.
He's fast, man.
But he's super athletic.
He is very athletic.
Super quick hands. His defense is pretty good, and his combos they're crisp and they're quick.
Because the thing with that, or with Gaslam, was I was like, man, he's fighting older fighters, man. I was like, I think he just came in. He came in at a good time. Like Souza, Bisping, Weidman, Belfort. I think he just kind of had it all lined up. But then when he went up against Adesanya,
that was his best performance.
That was absolutely. In the stand-up game, you're like, damn, I did not expect him to tag him this much. So if he brings that same pace Till.
This is a student of Rafael Cordero. We've seen what he's done with some of these dudes.
Yeah, Cordero's a beast of a striking
revolutionized
coach.
Dos Anjos and Verdum.
Yeah, Dos Anjos is a lot. He was a long time just run of the mill jiu-jitsu guy, middle of the pack, lightweight. So,
also famous for training Anderson.
Yeah. So I guess what it comes down to is what is Till going to look like when he steps in the cage? What is he going to look like when he throws that first punch? Mm-hmm. That's going to be the storyline, I think, for this one. Is what kind of Darren Till are we going to see? Are we going to see some new reinvigorated fighter in the cage, or is he going to just be bigger, a little bit better shape?
One interesting note too is they're both southpaws.
Yeah,
and usually when southpaws fight each other, there's a little bit of a weird figuring out, because they're always just like Orthodox are always used to fighting Orthodox.
Yeah.
Southpaws aren't used to fighting other Southpaws, so
No, not too
their
much.
defenses could be a little off early.
Yeah, and going back to that center line, talking
Yeah.
about your angles and stuff,
Because
that's
your
tough
defense
too.
is backwards. Everything's backwards. Your slips, your rolls, everything. Your
Yeah.
movement, your angles. It
Yeah.
completely flips.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great point, too. So that'll be interesting to watch that matchup as well. This is going to be a fun fight, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, this is a banger.
So we'll get that one. Who do you think wins?
I think Gastelum gets it.
I do, too. I'm going to go with Gastelum in this one. I'm not going to jerk
I think
around
Darren
on that one.
Till. I actually expect Darren Till to look pretty good.
Yeah.
But like I said, I just think Gastelum's hands will be too quick for him.
Yeah. And
I watched a small Masvidal. Like you said, it could be just because of the weight cut, but I saw a small Masvidal box him up once he figured out the range.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna pick him too. I like Kevin Gastelum. Just the way what I've seen from his boxing, what he showed up against Adesanya was huge.
To go back to my Southpaw versus Southpaw, Masvidal knocked him out from the Southpaw position with two left hooks. Because he did the switch. He did switch real quick, and he came 2 left hooks back to back. First one knocked him out, and the second one,
it was for fun.
yeah.
That was a great fight too.
The second one was, as Masvidal would say, was super necessary.
I love that guy. I can't wait to talk about him here in a second. All right, so let's talk about the odds. This is actually the biggest split in Vegas odds. Gastelum is the -210 favorite versus the newcomer to the division, Till, who's the +175.
It's hard to want to put money on Till. He's coming off of 2 fights where he got finished in both of them.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
last one when he got fucking knocked dead.
Yeah, he fought Masvidal last. Woodley before that, and then before that he did have a few wins. Thompson, Cerrone, and actually I don't even recognize that other guy. Velvikoch. I don't even know. I've never even heard that guy, to be honest with you. So, but anyways, and then on the other side, Kevin Gastelum's been through the ringer. Adesanya, Souza, Bisping, Weidman, and Belfort in that row.
The only person he hasn't fought is Yoel.
Yeah, which I'm shocked. That actually would be a great matchup.
That's all that's left for Yoel pretty much at middleweight besides Adesanya.
Yeah.
It's those two.
If not a belt, he's beat everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to look through numbers real quick. Kevin Gastelum's record, 16-4 with 1 no contest. Darren Till 17-2-1. Average fight time is actually identical. Kevin Gastelum 12:40 to Darren Till's 12:18. Height is obviously going to be the big difference in this one. Gastelum's 5'9" to Darren Till 6 foot. Reach advantage obviously is going to go to Darren Till, but actually not as much as you would think so. He only has a 3-inch reach advantage.
Gastelum's got long arms, man.
Yeah, he does.
And he uses them well.
Yep, both southpaws. Looking down here, significant strikes. Landed per minute. Kevin's pretty up there. He's got 3.83. That's a very respectable number for pace, or at least for pace. Striking accuracy for both of them is at in the mid 40%. Absorb per minute, both at 3. So these guys are pretty. Actually, their defense is both at 60%. These guys are very even.
The only thing bigger than Kelvin's gas tank is his head. He can take a shot. Cormier said that. That was a great quote.
Yeah, and don't forget the other piece of this too is Gastelum's a great wrestler too.
We
keep talking about his boxing because I think that's what he's fallen in love with it, and I think he likes doing it. But the other big thing to remember is he is a big wrestler. So we'll see if that comes into play.
In college, but he did in high school.
Yeah. Well, either way, he's made a name. He's got great grappling. Even at 170, he was a great wrestler.
They also come out with some serious jiu-jitsu too.
Yeah,
I think he's a Eddie Bravo student.
So that's that matchup, man. That one's gonna be fun. That's a great
fucking banger, son.
Co-headliner. So, all right, man. Now for the belt.
The baddest motherfucker in the game belt.
that's
I'm glad just to say because you can't hear it on the media. Obviously, they can't say baddest motherfucker. They just call it BMF. BMF doesn't have the same kick.
No, and what a brilliant marketing move, by the way.
I've seen a lot of hardcore fans, they're super against this because it's not a real belt. It's like 2 guys who've been in the game a long time, and they're just selling. They're doing the title fight so they can promote a main event. Mm-hmm. But dude, come on. Sometimes these gimmick things they work. It works for these 2 guys, right?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing.
If you had Colby Covington fighting one of these 2 for the baddest motherfucking game, you're like, what the fuck out of here? But you got 2 OGs who are usually game to fight anybody.
Would you rather see Usman and Colby Covington?
No.
Or would you rather see Diaz versus Masvidal?
Yep.
One of those is a real belt, and the other one is a made-up belt that we're watching.
A one-time
and guess
belt
what?
that they said will not be defended.
They said that, but guess what? I was reading today that they trademarked the BMF belt. And you know what they also did? They got trademark rights, the UFC did, for toys. So they can make the plastic belts, I'm guessing.
We'll see. I mean, money talks, dude. If there's money in the future BMF title fight, they ain't going to back away from it.
I'm telling you this right now. If Nate Diaz wins, Conor McGregor's fighting him for the BMF belt.
Yes.
Because, Conor loves belts. He just doesn't love defending them. So
that's a perfect belt for him.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to defend it afterwards. So he's going to go for the BMF belt. But this one's fun, man. I think it's such a great marketing tactic. Who cares? Sometimes
stylistically, it's going to live up to
it.
It's
absolutely.
Gonna be a great fight.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be a dud.
And honestly, let's put it this way too. This would be a great 165 belt.
It would be.
Because this is a good matchup for 165, which is a division that should exist, but it doesn't yet.
It doesn't.
But it should for guys like both of these who are typically undersized for 170. Both of these guys are not typical welterweights. You look at the top
echelon of 170, which Masvidal's up there now, but you look at the top guys up there, they're huge.
Yeah, they're beasts. I mean,
what is Usman? There's like 6'2" or 6'3", and he's fucking solid.
Yeah, he looks like a freaking action figure. Colby Covington's like 6'3" or something. He's
I don't
huge.
Think he's that tall.
Yeah, he is. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He's big. Colby's
actually,
big.
Yeah, that's true because he's pretty lean.
Yeah. But I mean, he's in great shape. But yeah, these guys are huge at 170. Both these guys are very undersized. So this is definitely, to me, this is more like an unofficial 165 belt because they'd be perfect fits. Maybe with like an RDA or something in there too.
It
but
doesn't seem like it's gonna happen.
Either way, I don't know. Dana, he's such a pain in the ass. But either way, doesn't matter. We're getting the BMF belt this Saturday. I can't wait.
Carnage.
Supposedly, and the other thing too is Conor's already thrown his hat in the ring for this one because he said that he signed off on the BMF belt.
Well,
him talking ish. Yeah. So he's just kind of.
One more great thing
Go
about
ahead.
This whole belt. If Jorge Masvidal wins, do you know what's going to happen?
No.
Our man crush, the guy we look up to more than anyone in this world, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is going to crown him the baddest motherfucker in the game.
He is, isn't he?
He's going to put the belt on him.
They didn't he announce that over like a Facebook Live thing with Dana?
They pretty much Masvidal was the one who came up with that idea, and The Rock said, "I'll make that." He's like, "If you want me to do that, I'll do it."
That's freaking awesome. Yeah. I can't. That's so awesome. I love that. I lost the words. I just love this fight. This one's gonna be fun.
The only thing that could make that better, because Masvidal's a Hurricane fan, and we're Hurricane fans. If they put the turnover chain on him, that's the only thing that can make it better.
That would be hilarious. Well, hopefully it won't be on him because it's going to be up in Tallahassee getting used a lot. I'm hoping on Saturday.
They can let him borrow one.
Yeah, seriously, they have some of the old ones. How great would that be if if The Rock actually had like one of the old ones? I'm sorry, now I'm getting carried away.
I'm sorry. I think I just made Ryan cream himself.
Oh my, I'm so happy.
Needs a new pair of shorts. Go back to dodgeball, baby.
We're gonna put this stream on
full
hold.
Full circle. Oh man, I messed that up.
We can't talk tonight. We need drinks. All right, so back to the fight itself. Sean, how do you think this is going to go?
I think Masvidal is going to win pretty big, honestly. Yeah. I usually don't, when I think about it, because Nate doesn't excel really in anything other than cardio. Masvidal's got pretty good cardio. Mm-hmm. He can box your fucking face off. Mm-hmm. He can wrestle. He can grapple with the best of them too. He's shown that.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost a 3-round decision at Maia, but Maia never submitted him, and you've seen when Maia usually gets 15 minutes on the mat, he usually puts people away.
Yeah, and I think Jorge made a point to go fight him there too.
Yeah, that's
the other thing too, because that's what he likes to do. Mm-hmm. Which kudos to him.
I've been watching Masvidal fight stronger dudes, and Nate will be there with the pressure and the combinations, but I just think Jorge seems like he's found his groove.
Yeah,
it seems like his moment. It's his moment to grab.
Yeah. Man, I want to pick Jorge so bad too, but every time I pick against Nate, he just shows me up.
I know, right?
Every damn time. So I don't even know. I don't even know what to think. This is a 5-round battle, so I think that actually favors Masvidal. Funny enough, because even though Nate Diaz is known for his cardio, He's sat out for a long time.
He didn't
Masvidal's
look
fresh.
the
He's
same against Pettis.
supposedly, and you don't know what Diaz says is true and what's not. Supposedly, he said he just trained too hard in the back to prep for the fight. He went
And
in.
that could happen.
He said that he did 3 rounds of training in the back, 3 full rounds, and then he went out to fight Pettis. But he did look gassed. He looked super tired. He ain't gonna get away with the same crap he did with Pettis against Masvidal.
Because Pettis is, the blueprint's out to be Pettis, right? Smother him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was a guy that just had a quick hot streak.
Yeah.
He lost a lot of fights at 155. He came up to 170. He won like 2 fights, I think, at 170. It was like, oh crap, maybe he's back.
I think he just won the Wonder Boy fight, and then he went back down to fight Tony, and he lost that.
Yeah. Well, he lost an exciting one to Tony before he got busted up,
But
and
it's
they
not the
stopped
same.
that
It's not
fight.
the
Yeah,
same.
no, it's not the same. But I don't know. So like I said, Pettis is not a legit 170er. Masvidal's used to fighting big guys at 170. I think that I want to say that Masvidal's
When I watched him do it to Darren Till, it'd be hard to imagine he couldn't do it to Nate Diaz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily knock him out, but piece him up.
Yeah, and then on the flip side too, Nate Diaz just has like he has like this superhuman ability to weaponize his pace and his punches.
Yeah, the second he feels you slow down, it's just a different game.
Yeah, he keeps his face up. He takes a lot of shots, and then he just throws punch. They're not all pretty, but guess what? They land, man. They freaking land, and he lands them in bunches.
Weird way. I think Dwayne Ludwig, I was watching him talk about this. Like, he doesn't throw, when he throws this 1-2, he doesn't go 1-2. He goes 1-2. So
Yeah.
it's like
It's
block
like,
one, the second one's right behind it.
Yeah.
So it's hard to defend.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
I mean, there's not a lot of power coming behind him, but when he's throwing them constantly, it's going to wear you down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's
man.
Conor McGregor.
Yeah, right. I know. So I want Masvidal to win, but I always have that gut feeling that like I pick against Nate Diaz all damn time, and he's like basically giving me this from the ground.
The wars that
me.
Nate's been going through, kind of due for a knockout.
Definitely,
It happens, man. He's getting up there in age. He's got to be in his mid-30s now.
He's still a 500. Career 500 fighter for the most part. Obviously, he's a little over 500 now, but I'm just saying, like in general.
Before McGregor, he was
not a 500 fighter.
He was
like
the cowboy before cowboy. Like you never
like
lived,
a 6 and 7.
never showed up for the big fight.
Yeah, yeah. Because Nate Diaz, he's 21-11.
Yeah.
Overall. Jorge Masvidal 34-13. He's been around the block.
And like I said before, I think he's lost more split decisions in the UFC than anybody,
which is crazy.
Yeah, you think he'd get a couple of those?
Yeah, I know. Really, you would think so, right? Let's just go to the numbers. Let's see what the numbers say for this one.
I want to say it was like 5 or 6 split decisions or something he's lost.
Average fight time, Masvidal's at 12 minutes. Nate Diaz is at 10. Height advantage goes to Nate by an inch. But, actually, Nate has a 2-inch reach advantage, 76-inch to 74.
Yeah,
Nate's the southpaw.
To me, this is just a skinny version of Darren Till.
Dude, significant strikes landed per minute. Masvidal's at 4.17. Nate's at 4.71. If you want to talk about the volume these guys strike at. Mm-hmm. These guys are almost identical in all these categories. Striking accuracy, 46% for Masvidal, 45% for Nate. Absorb per minute, Masvidal has the advantage at 2.95. Nate's at 3.61.
That's a pretty good differential.
Yeah, that's a great differential. That's half. You're taking half the shots that you produce.
Yeah, you're landing 2 for every 1.
Defense is really high for Masvidal too at 67%.
Dude,
that's huge.
His fucking defense is nasty.
That's huge. And then Nate's at 54, which is really good considering his fight style. And then I think like maybe even grappling takedown average is at like 1.5 for both guys in 15-minute time span. Accuracy is actually favoring Masvidal because Nate doesn't. Even though Nate's a big jiu-jitsu guy, he doesn't have good takedowns.
He uses his jiu-jitsu when he gets taken down.
Yeah, exactly. He has great jiu-jitsu. He has fantastic. Him and his brother are known for their jiu-jitsu, but you wouldn't know it. Or he doesn't use his takedowns to get there. To your point, if someone takes him down, that's when he uses
their safeguard. Really.
Yeah, absolutely. But man, they're almost like on par for just about everything. So
what a great fight!
I can't wait. This is such a fun fight, man, to watch. I'm just trying to think here. It looks like both guys have beat Cerrone in the past. I don't know if they've really lined up against.
They have to have similar fights at lightweight.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
as
yeah,
long
I'm
as
sure.
Both of these guys have been around.
Yeah. And, let me look on UFC stats real quick because I saw Nate Diaz is an all-time leader in one of these stats I was looking at today. Stat leaders. I saw him on here.
Most finishes or most post-fight bonuses, maybe.
By the way, side note, shortest average fight time, our boy Nico Price is ranked 7th among active fighters, both men and women.
Shout out to the 239.
That's insane. I want to find it again. I forgot to write it down today. I saw him.
Is it hot in here? Or is that just me?
No, it is really hot in here, especially with the pressure on me to find this real quick.
Ryan sweating bullets.
Oh, that sounded weird. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, now people are going to be asking why you're sweating those bullets. Hands above the table, Ryan.
Damn, I can't find it on here. I was hoping I would. Oh, wait, here it is. Submission. Oh, this isn't the one I was looking for, but Nate Diaz is ranked 5th among active fighters for submission attempts at 27. Damn, Jim Miller leads that with 42 by far. Nothing else. Sorry, that's a little off. He had something in striking, too. I forgot. I might have to go find that one and maybe post it up on Facebook later. But either way, man, let's go to Vegas. What does Vegas think about this one? Masvidal is actually the favorite at this one. Talk about being close. This one's minus 155 to minus 135.
Yeah, that means basically they don't want you betting on it.
No, basically not. So don't waste your money on this one.
Yeah,
there's no point. You're not going to win any money unless you bet some serious dough. And that's kind of what we expect, too, from this one. So what's your final thoughts, man, on this one?
I think Masvidal takes it 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, I do, too. I think that's a good call, too, a little bit later in the fight, too.
It looks like he's been wearing these fights a little bit in the face.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, he gets in the slugfest.
Yeah. I mean, that's just with his career. I mean, Masvidal looks like he's fresh.
Yeah.
For a guy who's fought as much as he has, he doesn't look like he's taking much damage. I mean, even though I guess the defense proves it, right? The stats, because he's only taken 2 shots per 4.
Yeah.
He's given.
Yeah. That's impressive. That is damn impressive. Yeah, me too, man. I'm going to go with my gut.
Power, technique, speed.
Yeah.
He's got good enough cardio, I think, to last.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as he fights smart.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
The one thing
he is a smart fighter though. I mean, he has over 40 fights.
The one thing that both the Diaz brothers they trap their opponent into is letting him hit him in the face a lot. Mm-hmm. Conor McGregor fell into that trap in the first fight, just teeing off.
Yeah, but we've seen since that Conor doesn't have the same kind of gas tank.
No, but I'm just saying like that trap is there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
you've seen it all the time with these guys.
Yeah, but to your point too, like there's only so many.
Paul Daly did it with Nick Diaz.
Yeah, there's only so many times though that you can hit somebody, get hit in the face. There's only so many times you can get hit in the face. So I'm going for Masvidal too, man. I'm wanting to see him win. I think that's good for the UFC. Actually, either of these guys honestly is good because they want Diaz versus McGregor 3. Yeah, so either of these is good for the UFC.
They're gonna get on the mic. They're gonna talk some shit. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
And there's gonna be a big fight coming up after that.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm excited, man. This is a great headliner, especially for in Madison Square Garden. This is such a great card.
The cards stick together, which usually doesn't happen for New York. So thank God.
Thank you for bringing that up. So we talked. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. We almost lost this fight last week because USADA tagged Nate for tainted supplement, and Nate Diaz went off. Even though USADA said, no, don't go off, because now I think they started this earlier this year where they don't release information.
Until they're official.
Yeah, until they're official because they found out that there's been a few instances where they're like, hey, you had a tainted supplement in your system, and then they go back and retest it, and they're like, oh, wait, we were wrong. So that's why they don't announce it the first time around anymore because it's also ruined some guys' reputations. Mm-hmm. But Nate came out, man, straight up, and he was
you would think Nate would do.
He was like, F that ish. That's not me. He's like, I go shopping at Ada's and Whole Foods every week. He's like, that's bull. They're just trying to F me, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to F with my money. Screw them. That's not me. I'm out. I'm done. And Masvidal actually showed some class saying, look, dude, I know that you didn't do it. I'll see you on the second anyways. And luckily, we ended up getting this. USADA was like, no, we're good, man. Yeah. Just go fight. You're fighting on the second. Diaz. You crazy.
You're clean. Relax.
Yeah, so
We've been wrong before, man. That's why we take 2 samples.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes because it's all like our bodies are all chemical. Like you never know what's setting off what triggers they're gonna find when they're doing the testing. That's why they do multiple testings. It's science.
The funny one was John Jones coming to his defense. I know what it feels like to be
Oh,
ostracized.
Everybody laughed at that one. I was like, no, you actually got caught, dumbass.
Yeah.
Like you had it in your
Put
system.
The picograms aside.
Put the picos down, son.
Let's talk about that Coke, bro.
Oh my god, I can't wait till he loses. But either way, that was funny. There was rumors that Leon Edwards was going to step in, which would have been great, but not what people want to see right now. Like even though Leon Edwards would have been a great fight, don't want to see that.
History with him and Masvidal.
I wanted to see this one.
Yeah.
So anyways, luckily we got it. It's safe. It's good. We're happy. Let's go. Saturday's going to be fun, man. Watch college football all day. And if I wonder how the World Series is going right now.
I can tell you.
Yeah, give me a quick update on that. Hopefully your team wins in the World Series and good college football Saturday, and then you get to polish that bad boy off
Houston's
with a
up
nice
1-0 in the bottom of the third.
Can you believe in that series that the home team has not won?
It's crazy.
That's got to be the World Series record.
It is.
That's insane. Going
I think
to
that
Game 7.
I think our dad was telling me that was the first time it's happened in any major sport in championship series.
Wow, that is crazy. Yeah,
that a home team hasn't won within the first 6 games.
How crazy is that? Home field advantage my ass.
Houston's a tough place to play.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it
a
is.
crowd.
Especially, was that the game that the girls were in
No,
the
that
stands?
was Washington.
Oh, was that in Washington? Yeah, never mind. I won't get into that. But anyways, yeah, so I had a ton of stuff to watch this weekend, and you get to watch this great fight at the end of the weekend, polish off a nice long Saturday of sports. So Sports. Any other closing comments, concerns, questions, anything,
Sports.
Sean? Sports, yeah.
More sports.
Sean-
Carnage.
Sean and I will be catching up from a month of not drinking by drinking it all,
On
a
Saturday.
month's worth on Friday and Saturday.
Mostly Saturday.
I'm going to have a few on Friday, too. Oh, I guess you can't because you
Yeah,
work.
I got
don't
to wake
you?
up at 4:30.
Ugh, no, not me.
So.
We're going to
But I
hopefully
got Sunday off, so
we're going to spar on Friday
goodbye to
night.
the rest of that Saturday.
Yeah, right. Hopefully we're going to spar on Friday, get out, get our shots of whiskey, and then come Saturday, have some fun. Everybody else, stay safe. Halloween tomorrow. Hope you guys have fun. Stay safe, dress up,
Don't
have
eat
fun.
weed gummies.
Who would waste their whatever? I'm not even going to ask that question. But anyways, everyone have a good one. Thanks for joining in, and have a good Halloween. We'll see you next time.